Hey, what's happening, everybody? The Job Guys back with you again. Nick Hortz back in Orlando, his home base after a nice trip up here to Michigan. Ryan still here with you in Michigan. Tonight, we are going to prepare you for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view coming up this Sunday night. But first, the first show back with fans, Nick. SmackDown just got done live from Houston, Texas. We did have fans at WrestleMania, but this is the first time more of like an intimate setting. They begin the show tonight, Nick, with the video they put online a couple of days ago about the fans coming back and how glad they are to have everybody back and all that. Then they go right into Roman Reigns. What did you think about the way they started the show, all of that, and then boom, right out of the gate, no talking, no nothing. We're giving you the Tribal Chief with a massive pop and a big match right out of the gate.
You know, I'm going to take just a quick second. WWE's production team, right? How long? I mean, even in bad eras of wrestling, you go back and just watch the build-up by the production team, it makes like a 94 pay-per-view. You're like, oh, was this good? You know, what a great build into the show. Thought kind of a letdown with Vince, though. Just came, where the hell have you all been?
Yeah.
And then he just walked. I feel like he's a guy that I think that was supposed to be funny.
Right.
Maybe I just missed it. I don't know. It was kind of, but who cares? It's Vince.
Well, and he already
came out,
did that, though, at Mania. He did the heartfelt, we miss you, all that. So maybe they thought, okay, we already did that, so let's just be funny now.
And right off the bat, I thought a great opening six-man tag. To fans in the building, they seemed ready. They were hype. They were ready to go. They put all major players in the ring. You got your tag team champs. You got the number one contender, Edge. You got the Tribal Chief. You got his family there, the Usos. And, the fans do make a difference. I'll give it to people who say that. Now, my thing is, are the fans going to make Ricochet interesting? I don't think they can do that, but it's definitely better for the match, right? But I mean,
absolutely.
They can't.
Somebody there to go crazy when he flies out of the ring over the barricade. Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely, it's definitely was cool to have the fans back and a great start to the show. Another big win. The Tribal Chief doesn't lose, Ryan.
I'm the champion.
As a big win again, and I expect more on Sunday.
So what do you tell me about? You kind of mentioned something, and I'll get more into this further on down the line. I think you made a great point there. It is good. Fans are back, blah, blah, blah. Anytime you go to a show, people are going to be excited because, hey, it's the first time I've been here in however long. People are going to be excited about that. But, like, it is going to go right back to normal fairly soon. You know what I mean? So in a month, by SummerSlam, I think people are going to be used to, okay, yep, back to normal now.
The fans will still be hyped because every city you're going to, I mean, all of us have been rearing to get out, right? We all want to get out. We all want to scream. We all want to cheer for our big guys. But you're right. It's not going to make Alexa Bliss and this demonic good.
Right.
I mean, it'll take whatever we're watching. If you're saying it's a 3 or a 4 out of 10, it'll move it up to a 4 or 5 out of 10, but it's not going to make it good.
Well, and I've heard a lot of that. People saying, oh, it's going to get great again once the fans come back. Again? And obviously it will help as far as the atmosphere. But guess what? Person in seat 3, row H, section 312 didn't write the show. Right. So they didn't write it. It's not going to make it really any different. You know what I mean? Like, how is it going to make it any different other than when they do a cool move? So I think people's expectations may be a little too high, and I don't want to crap on this show. They gave us a lot of wrestling tonight, a lot of matches. And at one point, I was like, dude, is there going to be a promo tonight? What's going on? And Edge did cut one after his match. But I'm like, are we going to have a promo? Or are we going to have any storylines? Or are they just saying, hey, the people in attendance, we're giving you match? And there were some decent matches, but I think people thought this was going to be some kind of incredible, epic show because it's the first one back. And it wasn't. It was just a SmackDown.
It was.
It was fine.
It was good. It wasn't a bad SmackDown. I mean, I thought it was a good. But yeah, for all of us expecting a comeback, they build Michael Cole, Finn Balor. He has returned. He never left. He was just on your other
Tuesday.
show. Yeah. So you didn't get that big return, but maybe we're saving that for the pay-per-view, and I wouldn't blame them if they did.
So that match, very good match. Roman, his team wins. Afterwards, they go to kill the guys. They go to do the chair leg thing that Edge has been doing in the teeth. Edge gets his comeuppance. He drills, Roman does. Edge spears him, and then Edge does it to Roman again, and Roman taps. And then Edge stands up. He's got the belt in his arm, which anybody who's watched wrestling for longer than 2 weeks knows that means he ain't winning on Sunday.
Tribal chief.
Which I think everybody expected anyway. I thought there was a 0% chance he wins Sunday. Now there's a negative 3,000% chance, Nick, that he wins on Sunday. They gave the fans what they wanted right there.
Mm-hmm.
They gave them what they wanted right there. And now Roman's going to win at the pay-per-view. I assume you think the same thing, and I want to ask you something about the crowd.
And I would say the only thing I didn't like, the announcers again, no cover on that for Roman. Edge made him tap, but with an illegal object.
Right.
I would have had my face announcer yelling, "He's tapped. Edge has made him tap." I would have had my heel or my other announcer saying, "But with an illegal object. This is not a no DQ on
they got
Sunday."
Boards, Gorilla.
Yeah, push him both ways. He's tapping, but let the fans know this is not for real, and this is an illegal hold that's got him on the tap.
Absolutely.
This guy is too important.
I want to ask you quickly about the initial reaction as well, because that has been a huge, what's going to happen? Are they going to boo Roman? Are they going to cheer Roman? Well, they booed him at Mania. And they cheered Edge. If I remember correctly, he got the biggest pop of the night at Mania. It was the same exact thing here, although the initial reaction to Roman's music, there was, oh, yeah, and then some boos, and then it was a little mixed, but it was a good reaction. Edge comes out to a monster pop. Your thoughts on the reactions there? Because that's what everybody's been waiting to know what's going on.
I thought the initial reaction was just, we're here. It's SmackDown. Someone's coming out. It could have been Gilbert walking down that ramp, and the place probably would have went nuts, But Edge, he just a testament to both these guys. They are both over. I mean, it's sad that this is not a bigger match than it really is on this kind of Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and it seemingly, like you said, is going to be Roman's night. But, yeah, I thought the fans were into it. They're definitely behind it. I mean, whether this will – I'm with you. I think this will slide as the weeks go on. They'll still be interested. They'll still cheer, but you'll start to hear some more sing-along chants, and we'll get back to the regular, normal Monday
regular
night
scheduled programming.
Yeah, Monday night, Friday night crowds. But it was cool to see. I can't lie. I am so happy to see the fans back in the building.
No question.
I just wish there was something, a great swerve or something that maybe we'll get the fans to really cheer or knock us back in our seats.
There could be. I think we have a lot of returns coming, whether that's good in the long run or not, and we'll get into that later on. Anything else about that opening match? Usos and then win.
I thought it was a great match for the opening comeback of the fans. The right squad won. Roman stays strong. Edge doesn't get pinned, so it doesn't hurt him at all or anything like that. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good opening match. Good fan reaction.
So Roman's going to win at the pay-per-view, but how will he win at the pay-per-view? I think they set up, maybe it's a red herring, who knows? I think they set it up, though, to maybe how he will lose. Edge is doing an interview in the back right after the match. He's blown up. He can barely even talk. And then you hear, there's the Joker, whoever he is, in his goofy suit around the corner. He interrupts, and it is Seth Rollins, he being pronouns, pal. Seth Rollins. And they get in a little thing, a little spat for, like, they did this earlier as well. So the rumor has been it's going to be Edge and Seth at SummerSlam. I assume Seth, for whatever reason, is going to cost Edge his match Sunday. I would assume. Maybe not, but why else would they be fighting? I have no idea. So that's my assumption there. But, Nick, these people and their laughs, man. Who has told every heel, especially the females, that they all have to have some crazy ha 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 or whatever? Who told them that? Because it's now Seth, Sasha, Carmella, that you can go down the list. Bailey, yes. Every one of them has this goofy, over-the-top. Ah! Who told? Now, it's got heat, but it's like, dude, you're hurting my ears heat.
It's another Scott Hall, I better be the only one going into the pool situation. If one guy is doing it or one girl's doing it, maybe it's a... You can't have 4 or 5 people doing the same thing. It doesn't...
Not everybody did the leg drop in 1989?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I just always bring it back. Scott, I mean, if I'm going in the pool, I'm the only guy that goes in the pool. And I know it's a cheesy, it maybe seems self-centered, but it ruins it if more people go into the pool.
What if everybody had the same catchphrase? If everybody said, suck it.
Yeah, I'm with you. To be honest, of all the people that have laughed, Rollins plays it out, I think, the best. The other ones seem real I'm not even a big fan of his, but I would drop it. Let's hope it does. But I'm with you. Rollins probably interferes. I just can't see Edge. He can't get beat clean again by Roman. I think that, he stacked him at WrestleMania.
And he had help from the Usos too, but
I still think this one, there's going to be some interference, and I think it sets up, you're right, Rollins, Edge, which should be an interesting SummerSlam match. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's not watch Edge fight Randy Orton for the millionth time that we already seen 15 years ago.
Right.
Let's get Edge in here versus AJ Styles. Let's get Edge versus Seth Rollins. Let's get Edge versus Kofi Kingston. We probably already have seen that, but maybe not this Kofi, But
I don't know if we have.
I don't know. I just Edge is on borrowed time, man. He's only got he's only got so many matches left. Let's get him in there with some guys and we can see him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt. Okay, so then idiot Sammy comes out.
Not horseman material.
He cuts the same stupid promo about there being conspiracy that he's been cutting for months and months. So he's doing that, and then all of a sudden he is interrupted. And we were expecting some returns. You mentioned it. Not a real return here, but a return to the main roster for Finn Balor. His music hits, Nick. Big pop. People weren't expecting to see him. Like, oh, shoot, okay, he wrestles on Tuesday. I paid my money. I get to see him.
I'm always waiting to see Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze come out with him. I'm not sure what his gimmick is. Why would that
be?
Because I'm pretty sure his gimmick is a Chippendales dancer. That's what Finn Balor. I don't know. He's got a leather jacket on. He comes up the back into the ropes, protruding himself out to the audience.
They take a little camera zoom up in there.
And
by up in there, up in there.
Hey, it's working for the weekend, baby. But
Could you imagine? And if he came out doing this like he does to that song,
be better than what he's doing with the Demon.
My gosh.
I haven't seen him really. I've read about him. I've a little bit followed him on NXT, but to me, he's still just Finn Balor. He doesn't suck. He's got a very good ring work ethic. Not a great guy on the mic. Not a lot of charisma that I'm seeing. and he's a small guy. You know, I'm just.
If he was 50 pounds heavier, and we're going to sound like Triple H in 1998 now, but if he was 50 pounds heavier, I would be like, okay, this guy, because he's chiseled granite, you know, but he's a little dude, man. I just don't take him seriously. And I don't know the last time he did the Demon. I don't know if he did it in NXT. I can't remember. I
hope it's gone.
I don't get it. I don't care. I just don't get it. Now, here's the question, though. They cheered loud, and then they love doing the sing-along thing with this song. He gets in the ring, and he starts dealing on Sammy, and there was, like, no reaction. When he started doing his moves, like, the crowd just kind of sat there. There were some people, but it went lukewarm, Nick.
I think people, you know what, and it might not have even been him. I think we were all expecting something tonight. I don't know what we were expecting. And when they billed him as a return, everybody was like, it's not a freaking return. I just watched him on NXT.
Right.
You know,
he's been in the title picture for like a year.
So, I mean, this is not shocking that this guy shows up, you know? So it was just, I mean, if you're a Finn Balor fan, you're probably excited to see him back on one of the main rosters. The guy, I was the same way, kind of, you know, okay, he's coming down the ring. Then I'm like, okay, Finn Balor's back. It seems to be the same Finn Balor that left.
It is. It's the same.
So I mean, I was lukewarm, if that, on him when he left. You know, now I'm just, okay, so the same guy's back. What do we do with this guy?
Right. All right, so then the big tank starts rolling to the ring. Now, I didn't see all of SmackDown last week. I know that Shotzi Blackheart and another girl who I did not know her name until 10 minutes after this match, I looked it up. I'm like, oh, okay, I've heard of her. Again, we don't watch NXT. I do see some of the pay-per-views, but I don't watch the show all the time. Like, oh, yeah, I know her. So it's Tegan Nox.
His name is Jeff Hardy.
Zero reaction when they come out. And they cut to a fan or a section of fans, and people are just standing there. Now, I know this is only their second week on the main roster, but they were on the main roster, and apparently, again, I didn't see the show, all of it. They beat Tamina and Natty on their first night on the show last week. So here they are again to fight them. And you and I just talked about this last night. I cannot stand beat them 1 week, so then you get a title shot next week. I cannot stand that. Especially a group that it's their first night in the company and they beat the champs.
In my opinion, that sucked.
So, but this is not the title match. They have to now win again to get a third match, that time for the title.
God, I don't know whose idea that was.
Okay. I could not even pay one lick of attention, Nick, to this match. The commentary was quite possibly, and I am not exaggerating, the most irritating thing I have ever heard in my life.
Oh, my God, yes. Oh,
I have never been. Vicky Guerrero could come out screaming on one of those YouTubes where they give you 10 hours of something terrible. It could be just Vicky Guerrero screaming, excuse me, for 10 hours. It might not be as annoying as Zelina and Liv Morgan were going back and forth on the mic. I like both of them, Nick, especially Zelina. I think Zelina is as good, possibly, as Alexa Bliss is on the mic. She's at least number 2 in the company for female talkers. And this was unbearable, dude. It was unbearable. I couldn't even pay attention to the match.
I thought it was more Liv Morgan. Selena kept saying things I don't know if you noticed, Liv Morgan, whatever.
Going,
really,
yeah,
really,
yeah,
really, yeah.
Like 7th grade girls fighting over the shortstop in gym class.
This
it was
girl,
unbearable.
And we talked about this last night. People are so quick to nitpick Alexa Bliss, but when she was Little Miss Priss, and everything. And this girl is a better talker than Liv Morgan. This girl is better in the ring than Liv Morgan. She's got better charisma than Liv Morgan. I don't hate Liv Morgan. I hope Liv Morgan ends up working out.
God bless her.
It's not right now. It's not at all. And she's really bad. She's not good in the ring. She's atrocious on the mic. She sounds completely staged.
And tonight when she didn't, right then,
couldn't do anything.
It was like Valley Girls, dude. She just kept going, oh yeah, I'm like,
Stop it!
It was bad, dude. And that's why I didn't even know what that girl's name was, because I couldn't hear the other guy saying, hey, this is Tegan.
It was just a bad whole. That was the worst segment of the show tonight. You've got these two new girls that come out that look like, again, we're going to try. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but it looks like another reboot of the Riot Squad almost. It's like these two alternate looking girls, or maybe they're more, I don't know, hipsters or off a little, they're whatever.
NXT. That's what NXT is.
Again, it just looks that, and the women's tag team titles, Ryan, are the only solo titles on the show. Everybody else has a duplicate. There's 2 world titles. There's 2 mid-card titles. There's 2, tag team titles. This should be a showcase championship. It's on both shows. It's the only one that flips and goes anywhere.
And it's by far the worst division.
And they've done nothing with the women's titles, not just with Natalya and Tamina, since the creation of them. They have not elevated anybody. I mean, Bayley and Sasha had fun with them last year for a while.
But they were already the top 2 girls. So,
Yeah, and they kind of just faded with them. They didn't really boost the Iconics. We never got a feud from Baszler and Jax out of the tag titles. They didn't elevate them. And now Natty and Tamina, who I thought got off to a good start with them, now they've lost 2 in a row. They've been pinned. They're just another tag team.
Most people don't know who they are. Did you know who either of these girls were before last week?
No.
I had at least heard their names. I knew the one girl with the green hair was the girl that sold her poop on freaking eBay a few years ago. I knew that, but literally.
You don't bring people in. Tenzai has a win over John Cena. Because we all thought that was going to go well. You don't bring guys in and put them against top. Bring them in and see how they work out, man. And now these 2 girls could be gone in a month for all we know. And they both have 2 wins over your WWE tag team champions.
Well, and the way they do tag teams in the girls division, the champions are going to be gone next week. So, they've already been around for a month. So I guess it's about time to knock them out. This was just, it was painful from the get-go because I saw this tank and then I saw the reaction and I just immediately was like, it's another NXT thing where they have some goofy entrance like NXT has a bunch of them, and they don't get over on the big show. And again, it's early. They might be the 2 best women's wrestlers on the planet. I don't know. I've not seen. But then when you mix in that commentary,
they're similar to AEW in this aspect of both companies just assume things. They just assume we're all watching NXT.
Right.
Well, if you pull the numbers, we're not. And
not even close.
Not even close. And you saw that in the audience with what you mentioned on this show just a little earlier. There were people just standing there. Maybe they wanted to cheer, but they were like, who the hell are these people?
Right.
It's the same thing as AEW does this almost weekly. Here's this guy, Tenzai Sasaki. I don't know who the hell he is. Okay, that's great. He's supposed to, he's fought in some Panther dojo in the deepest, darkest parts of Asia.
Cue Nick's favorite catchphrase.
Brian,
he was big in Japan.
Oh, big in Japan.
What's your name? I don't care. Shut your mouth.
They assume these, man. And you can literally, with basic math skills,
and
you can add up that everybody watching NXT, everybody watching Raw and SmackDown are not watching NXT.
It's a third. We did this, and now Raw is getting the lowest numbers they've ever gotten, 1.4 million. Okay, so let's take 1.4. When we initially did it, it was at 1.8. Well, NXT is getting 600,000 a week. That's 1/3 of your audience. Now, that's on national TV. You have 600,000. Now, rewind it to when it was only on the network. There was no 600,000 people watching when it was only on the network. You can probably cut that in half. So that's all that's watching. 300,000 people might be watching NXT back in the day. And you've got, back then, probably 2.5 million watching Raw. And they just expect that you know the 4 horsewoman storyline. Guess what? I don't. And a whole lot of other people don't either.
Yep.
But you just bring them out here. Hey, here's the tank lady, huh? Okay. Yep. Was she selling her poop for $5 a picture on eBay?
Didn't know.
It's her? Okay.
Didn't know any of these guys, but
yeah.
Bad segment.
Awful segment. And we spent way too much time on an awful segment. Hey, we come back from commercial. We get our women's title match. It was supposed to be Bayley Bianca at the pay-per-view. Bayley's obviously out, torn ACL, I would assume. So we get Carmella tonight, just kind of thrown in there. Bianca, pretty good pop. This match was fine. One real cool move. Bianca's in the guillotine. She powers out of it and flips Carmella into a standing suplex.
Took some power.
British Bulldog style. And then she wins with the KOD. I really have no thoughts about this. I mean,
stop making Carmella lose. That's the only thing. I don't understand. I am just the complete opposite, I guess, of everybody else. I see Zelina Vega and I see Carmella and I see these other girls, and I'm just like, how the belts are. Yeah, I see money. I do not see money in Natalya and Tamina. I don't see money in that. Like, I'm sorry. I just, they've been here for years, and what you see is what you get. These other people, there's something there, man. But
we're more about the charisma, obviously, and anybody that has watched or listened to this show over the years know we're into the charisma. Other people are more into the technical. You know, and Natty's probably a better worker than those other 2 girls. But the other 2 girls, Zelina, I told you what I think about her on the mic. Carmella's good on the mic, too. And she's not the worst. She's not great, but she's not like some botch fest wrestler.
She's fine. Yeah.
She's not Botchlander.
No. No, she's fine. I have no I love her gimmick. I think she's awesome. I don't know why they took Reggie off of her. We can go on. Yep, but a big win for Belair, and I assume she's going to ride this into SummerSlam and
Summerfest.
Probably face Sasha.
You think Sasha or you don't know what Becky's doing when she's coming. You can't put
Becky against Bianca because that would just end Bianca. Like, Becky comes back, place is going to go nuts. So
yeah,
and since we're talking about it, we can jump into that because there was no Raw here. I would assume the winner of the Raw Women's title at Money in the Bank, Bianca, would then face them. I know Seth is on SmackDown, so it would make more sense for her to be on SmackDown. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But your thoughts on that? Her coming back and then immediately challenging for the belt she never lost.
Yeah, I can't wait. I hope she comes back. I've been waiting because the women's division certainly needs Becky.
They need her
bad. And I think the place is going to erupt. But I'm with you. I don't know. I mean, you would think they would want to be on the same show, but it seems more fitting for her to fight either Baszler or Flair. You know what? I didn't think. Watch for maybe tomorrow, Asuka. I wasn't even thinking of her. Remember, Becky forfeited the title to her.
Right.
So I think if you're looking out of that match, she's got to be one that I'm probably looking at. There was two, or it really looks to be Asuka or Alexa Bliss tomorrow. Have to be. I can't. Tamina and Natalya, let's be real, neither one of them. Why would you put the Money in the Bank on either one of them? Zelina Vega is too new. Still, I know she's been there last year, got cut and everything. I don't think she's got I don't think they want to put the strap on her right now. Liv Morgan, outside chance maybe. Nikki Cross, I would say no way in hell.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Asuka or Bliss as my two, and then an outside chance at Liv.
I would say Liv. I would think Liv, but man, because they've been teasing that a little bit.
No.
But who knows, man? I'm at a loss for that one. I really am.
I'm almost certain it's gonna be Asuka or Bliss. And Bliss, if it's, remember, they can go any show, they can do whatever they want. So,
I just thought of something. You might be onto something here. Hold on. Did Becky forfeit the title in a briefcase and she opened the briefcase and the belt was in there?
Yes, and gave it to Asuka.
There it is. Okay. So Asuka's going to win. Becky's going to come out and say, I gave you my briefcase. Now I want yours. That's what's going to happen. Write it down.
They could do, and I hate when people do this. I hate when you win the Rumble, you win your spot. It should not be up for negotiation or up for someone else to grab from you. Right. I could see a Money in the Bank match between those two at SummerSlam. Asuka wins this, and then Asuka Becky SummerSlam for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Maybe.
Yeah. That's what happened. And it was in the Money in the Bank briefcase. The belt was in there.
Yes.
That's come on. That's what's going to happen, right?
Her Bliss. I mean, they've been pushing Bliss. I don't know if they want to put the title on Bliss.
How on earth can they put anything on her with that gimmick, man?
I don't know, man.
Good.
But that would make sense, and that would give that, like, she doesn't have to cash it in because Becky could show up right away and just stare her down.
Yep.
Like, that's mine.
Yep.
You owe me a shot. Like, and I keep her as a face. She's not asking for it.
Right.
You owe me a shot at that.
I want to fight for it.
Yep. I handed it to you.
That would make sense. But then how they get, again, I assume they want to be on the same show, or how they get them on the same show, I have no idea. Anyway, we'll figure that out at some other time.
Maybe Sasha beats Belair at SummerSlam.
But then how do you get Becky?
Becky beats Asuka and takes the case and then cashes in on Banks.
I got you.
And you put them on the same show.
Because we don't know what Banks is doing either. If she's going to be around, because she's like Miss Hollywood now. So is she going to be around, or is she just going to come fight a one-off and then get pinned that night?
She could. You could see her. I wouldn't be, I mean, we're all talking. I mean, we've went down a rabbit's hole right here, Ryan, of like possibility here. But if you want to keep digging down that hole, I could see Becky cashing in that night.
Yeah.
It would be.
She wins the thing and then wins the title right away.
Yep.
I definitely could see that. Okay. Moving on to worse things. Shorty G. Is he back to his normal name now? I don't even know.
It doesn't matter.
Because this is the most I have paid attention to this. Because why does Otis need Shorty G? Otis won the Money in the Bank last year. Otis beat Ziggler at Mania last year. Like, what are his qualifications to train Otis?
Otis has fought on pay-per-views. I'm not trying to stick up for Otis, but this other dude is like a step up from the Brooklyn Brawler, man. Like, I mean, this guy is.
Is he?
What is?
Is he? You know who else fought on pay-per-views? The Brooklyn Brawler.
That's. That's what you may be right. Has this guy beat? I mean, I don't know
what is this guy's qualifications to be training Otis?
I don't know.
Seriously, like
for the academy.
Academy,
it's like some cult. It was terrible. You know,
dude,
whatever.
And then he asks Otis. He goes, "Hey, Otis, what's that smell?" That's all that's all I could think of, man.
Oh man,
that's all I could think of. I'm like, what is Rip doing? How did Rip turn into Shorty G?
Yeah. Rip. Yeah.
What's that smell?
No, they're not on the pay-per-view, thank God.
Yeah, so Cesaro interrupts. He gets wrecked. All of a sudden, they have a match, and it's a DQ. They start beating up Otis for the Academy, whatever that means. Dude, everybody wants to talk about who was the winner of the Thunderdome, Nick. Like, who won the Thunderdome? Who was the MVP of the Thunderdome? I'll tell you who lost the Thunderdome. Otis. That guy won the Money in the Bank. He was in a program with Mandy Rose as his girlfriend. They were cutting vignettes and all this, and all of a sudden they just went, no, we're not doing this anymore. Tag team partner gets fired, like, for a shoot, and now he's with Shorty G. And he looks like Chubby from Teen Wolf.
He's terrible. Yeah, he did not have a good run, man.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, at least they're doing something with him and he's getting TV time, but my gosh. So we got a Heyman promo. He's about to say that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. He's interrupted by Big E. Big E's doing his typical goofy stuff and he walks away. So then we get Baron Corbin, who has not showered in a week. He is not shaved in a week. The hair is growing back on his head, his face. He's wearing a shirt with a giant stain on it. He cuts a promo. The crowd is whatting him, which was encouraged earlier in the day by WWE's Twitter account, saying, "Welcome back, fans. Can't wait to what? See what? See what?" Even Drew McIntyre retweeted it with that meme of the guy going, no, please, no, please, no. Well, they did it here.
You could see Corbin was fighting it. I'll give him that. When he was speaking, he tried to, maybe it was just me noticing it. He let come to almost the end of a sentence and then like go on a little bit longer and try to like screw him up a little bit.
Right.
And God bless him for that. Stop doing the what. It's horrible.
Your own main event dude said, please, God, no, stop. Don't.
You're ruining, like, maybe they suck, maybe they don't. Give them a chance, please. I didn't pay money to watch the guy in section C, seat 4 or whatever. I don't care. You know, let them speak. You know, I please stop the what's.
Well, and that's so old. It's 20 years old. Anyway, though, this gimmick, he's actually doing a good job. And it may possibly, I don't know what they're going to do, where they're going to go with this. It could possibly get him over to some extent. I don't know what you do with it. But seriously, like, he went broke because he lost his toy crown. Like, he lost his Burger King crown. Like, so is Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Macho Man and Bret the Hitman Hart and Haku and Harley Race and Edge and go down the list. Did they all go broke too because they lost? Like, seriously, is Haku homeless? What are we doing? Did WWE like cut his contract? Well, then what are you still doing on television? It doesn't make any sense. Like, how are you broke? You're still on my TV.
They don't book it. Like,
they towed your car. How'd you get here?
The last time I saw that,
what are you talking about?
It's unbelievable. Dusty Rhodes was the last guy that really sold the pay window. I think, like you got to win, these guys are trying to win tonight to get to the pay window, we know now they're all salaried. Like,
Right.
it's not like this is another one of those things where you're trying to dip into some. We know Corbin's not getting paid match to match. He's not earning $100 to wrestle in a high school gym.
Right.
Like, I mean, we know he's probably got a contract. It's probably 6 digits on there, it's not. But, I hope the gimmick works. I heard they trademarked Happy Corbin.
Oh, gosh, really? I didn't see
or
that.
something. Yeah, I read somewhere that it was like Happy Corbin or something like that. They're gonna change his. I hope it works.
Well, okay, so there was that, and then Owens comes out, blasts him, and then they all start coming out for the main event 4-way. A lot of cool spots here.
Great
Owens
match.
off a giant ladder, through a table, through Shinsuke, which was laying on the table. Then right after that, Seth curve stomps Big E on a ladder. He pins. We go off the air, and that's it. Takeaway from the match, I would assume that means let's go into the money. You're right. Into the Money in the Bank match. You have Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke, and Seth Rollins. Well, I would assume Seth ain't winning. And could it be Big E? He is one of the guys a lot of people think they want him to win, and they think he can win and should win. Well, being that he took the pinfall here, maybe he gets a little momentum back by winning on Sunday. What do you think?
I got 2 guys in this match. I got Big E and I got Matt Riddle. And I know Matt Riddle might shock some people. I love RK Bro. I think there's something here. It's funny. It's working. I think they should go all the way with this. Let them go. If Matt Riddle wins, keep them together. Just keep him with the kid. He's learning off Orton. Matt Riddle has to turn on Orton. No. Maybe Orton they becomes the face. Orton actually starts caring for Riddle. Actually, becomes friends, whatever.
Right.
They win the tag titles. Maybe Orton gets a shot at Lashley around, I don't know what they do at Survivor Series, but around a pay-per-view, December, whatever. Orton wins and Riddle cashes in, setting up Orton Riddle at Mania. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just looking for that.
Cashes in on him that night, like surprises him.
Knocks him out for a while.
Knocks his body out.
Complete, because I think it would blow people back. We don't want to see, at least I shouldn't speak for everybody. I don't want to see Orton bad again. We've seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen if Orton turns on Riddle, this is not going to end well.
Yep.
It's Riddle has to be the one. And I don't want this to break, though, for a while. I want them to go for a while and set this up possibly at Mania. But, yeah, those are my 2. I'm Big E. I just can't. Shinsuke, it would be out of nowhere if that guy won.
Well, and they just gave him the crown. He doesn't need, I mean, he just sent a man to the Salvation Army here, by winning that crown. He doesn't need anything else.
And I would think we might get quite a bit of interference tomorrow. I have a feeling Jinder Mahal is going to cost Drew McIntyre in this match.
Yeah.
Because we left with Drew upstaging him on Raw. He gave him a fake sword. It was a replica. Then he destroyed Jinder's bike. And so I'm going to guess.
My sword.
God, stupid.
Oh, my gosh.
But I think that's going to knock him out. I think you're going to see it, because I think then we're going to get Jinder Mahal, Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam.
Absolutely. Right. Yep. I think that's where they're going there. Ricochet's not ready, even though they have been pushing him. Morrison, come on. Owens might be cool. He has nothing to do. So, maybe. I'll tell you what, though.
He's already fought for the title, though, and lost.
And he's had
Roman already beat him in December and January. So I don't.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily. I don't know what they'll do. They'll put him back with Sammy. I like what you just said with Riddle, because that would make perfect sense, and I'm in complete agreement with you. yeah, if Orton turns on Riddle, it's only like the 28th time we've seen Orton turn on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If Riddle turns on Orton,
and Orton really
now
was
we're
invested.
talking.
And Orton really thought, like, really took him under his wing.
Finally becomes
Riddle,
his real friend.
Finally, Riddle broke him. Finally, and the whole time Riddle was the whole thing was planned, premeditated back to '94. Slow, but yeah, I just think it might be something new because I don't know where you can go with Riddle's gimmick, like just as this surfer. West Coast California guy. I don't know what he does, runs some sort of medicinal clinic or something, but if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I hated Matt Riddle.
Six
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before this started. Dude, the first thing he got me the first night when he goes, "What planet are you from?" And he goes, "I'm from Earth." Like, dude, I'm sitting there for the first minute or 3 of that promo just going, dude, you gotta be kidding me. And then he said that, and I was like, all right, you got me, dude. I'm from Earth.
I'm from Earth. and he said it so like why don't you understand that? I'm from Earth. Like,
where else
would I be from? Like,
and then he's like, we're both from Earth.
It
like worked.
I said, I'm going to be pulling for the thing about I'm sorry, I just don't feel they have built since they put him. I believe they drafted him last fall. Is that mistaken? He got switched
when he got
from the New Day. I feel they've done a real poor job with this guy. He had the IC title. You look, the guy who has it right now, Apollo, I believe, has had the IC title longer than Big E got a run with the IC title.
And you can say what you want about that guy's gimmick, how it came out of nowhere, and it's like he does a good job with it, whether you like it or not, and think it's dumb how it happened. They gave this guy something. And Big E's just still running around. Look at him tonight. He's sitting there with his crotch hanging out, and like he's just doing the same goofy stuff. And I'm kind of over that, Yep. I'm kind of over it. And I do agree. He's like, well, if everybody thought I was sweet before and I should have gotten pushed before, why would I change? And I do agree with that. Well, I understand what he's saying. But at the same time, you've been doing the same goof troop thing for like 7 years.
Yep.
So.
And you also got to think, you're getting that got you there. That got you to mid-card level.
Right.
You're now looking to springboard to become the man.
Yep.
So you are going to have to change a little bit.
Yep, absolutely, man. So if you had, a bullet to your head or a gun to your head here, Big E or Riddle, not which way do you want it to go? Which way
Big
do you
E.
think
They're going to go. They're Big E. I think Riddle would be the correct way to go, but I think they're going to go with Big E.
Yep. All right. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked with either one of them. So let's go to the top. We talked about the Universal Championship. We both, hands down, Roman's winning. How he wins, who knows? It could be interference, whatnot. I fully expect some kind of interference from somebody.
Yep.
Lashley, Kofi. There's no possible way Bobby's losing after the way Monday went. And I wouldn't be shocked, Nick, if he squashes him.
He should. This has got to be it. This is it for Kofi. He needs to have the Jericho snap, right? On the outside of the ring after this. When Jericho, I think he lost to Hennig on Monday Night Nitro.
Remember.
And he just snapped on the outside. And all of a sudden he was sick of this. I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of being the Lionheart. I'm sick of signing the autographs. I'm sick of kissing the babies.
Slamming the chair into the post.
Right. I think this is what Kofi needs. And, man, I would even have him announce, you know what? I'm done. And then the next time we see him, Ryan, he's the last man drafted on SmackDown with Big E standing in the ring, and he just comes in and lays out Big E. I got to make a name for myself. Let's do this. We did a prediction show, Ryan. There's a couple of them we might be getting The Rock and Roman, we wanted to see that. Things we wanted to see in 2020, 2021. Dude, we might get Kofi heel. That was one of mine. I want to see
we've
this
been
guy
calling for it for 10 years, man. We've wanted to see this guy heel. I would love for that to happen. Now, the reports came in, and this will all tie back into Lashley. Everybody was thinking it's going to be Lesnar. He's going to show up, and he very well still might. I was saying, well, if he doesn't, because there was a report from the Torch that said they haven't talked to Lesnar. I'm like, well, if they haven't talked to Lesnar, that means they're going to talk to Goldberg. He has a 2-match-a-year contract. He fought at the Rumble. Here we go. Could it be Goldberg? Reports say he's showing up Monday. So you got to assume you're looking at Lashley Goldberg at the pay-per-view. Now, if it is Lesnar, remember, Lesnar beat Kofi in like 8 seconds. Lashley's got this new no holds barred, I ain't screwing around anymore gimmick. No more party, is all business. Okay, let's say he murders Kofi in like 25 seconds. Monday he comes out. I beat the former champ in 25 seconds. Look at me. Lesnar's music hits. He comes out. Oh, you did? I beat him in 8. And now I want to beat you. That would work. But I don't know if that's where they're going. It sounds like it's going to be Goldberg.
That's off that way, and then you got Kofi to take off the screen for a while, bring back Revamped as a heel. That works perfect. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I thinking we're going to probably get Goldberg, and I just don't care. And this is coming from a guy who was a WCW fan. I thought Goldberg was sweet back in the day. I just don't want to see this guy anymore, man.
That said, Goldberg is worse than Lesnar. I don't really want to see Lesnar anymore either. I mean, they're all 6 of one, half dozen of the other to me. Goldberg is worse, but now we have wanted to see the Lashley-Lesnar match for a long time, but it was also a long time ago when we were thinking about it.
Right.
But yeah, it looks like it might be Lashley-Goldberg at SummerSlam. We will have to wait and see. Raw Women's title, we talked about it for a minute. Mm-hmm. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, the battle of who's the face, what are we doing here, what's the storyline, just get this over with. Really a letdown story here. They're fighting for about the 3rd or 4th time. I would assume this is the end of this feud. Any idea which direction they're going? And, could Becky come out and challenge one of these girls?
Gun to my head, Rhea Ripley wins the match, I think. But I don't know, because I can't imagine no titles are going to change. And I'm looking at this saying Lashley's retaining, Roman's retaining.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that there was one AJ and Amos are going to retain.
You would assume.
So you've got the Usos versus the Mysterios, and you've got Ripley versus Flair. Could it be a pay-per-view where no titles change? I mean, I don't know.
It could, because you have the Money in the Bank, so you are crowning somebody. Right. So that could be. Or I figured the Mysterios were fighting the Usos at SummerSlam, and then all of a sudden tonight they're like, oh yeah, they're fighting here.
I don't think that match is going to finish or end. I think they are. I think you're right. I think they are going to fight them at SummerSlam, whether it be a rematch for the titles because the Usos took them, or because this match ends in some sort of debauchery.
Right. And Jimmy Uso is still on TV, obviously. Now, he may have some kind of punishment. I'm sure they fined the heck out of him. He's still on TV. Whether they say, hey, we're not going to give you the titles now. But this is all part of the Roman storyline. And it's obvious that they are not taking him off TV because they need him for wherever they're going here, with whether it's John Cena at SummerSlam and The Rock in the future. Women's. So Ripley, I agree, but I don't have a pulse of this because I can't figure this feud out at all.
And I wouldn't doubt it. I could see it. I'm not saying either yes or nay, yay or nay, if Vince just decides to pull this girl, because it's not where I'm not seeing Ripley. I'm sorry for all the people out there.
Well, the storyline doesn't help her either.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Nothing helps her. With the booking, the way she just, Ryan, it's not there with this gimmick. It's not there. I don't see it. I'm sorry, folks.
I can't see the masses cheering for her.
No. Or just drawing immense heat. She's not drawing it. Like, I mean, if she goes heel, I just don't see her.
And again, we did not see when she was supposedly red hot in NXT. We did not see that. But I do know that once she lost that title last year, she did not do well during the pandemic. From everything I've been told, she did not do well during the pandemic in NXT. Then they bring her up and women's title match. We talked about that. And finally, the Raw Tag Team Championship. The only thing I could see with the Viking Raiders winning is AJ keeps losing.
Yeah.
Are they going to break these two up already and almost get sick of carrying AJ and then they fight at SummerSlam because AJ has lost 5 weeks in a row or whatever it is?
Is there anybody other that thinks almost can carry himself?
Almost.
Like, I don't think he can. Dude, I said this since the first time I saw him, that this guy is like Giant Gonzalez 2.0.
Was that when he was Super Giant Ninja?
Giant Ninja and the Doorman and of the Raw Underground. I don't know that this guy, and they may break him up. I hate that AJ is in a tag team. I think it's just a waste of AJ Styles.
Right.
But it could work. They haven't been booked right. They haven't been used. They fought like 2 times as a tag team since they won the titles at WrestleMania.
Well, and they showed up as they challenged the New Day like the week or 2 before, didn't they? There was no build to that match.
Right.
Like, hey, we want a challenge for the belts. All right.
I assume they're going to win. If they break them up, I really don't care. I just don't. Dude, I cannot see Almost on his own. I just
look at him. Look at him, pal.
Again, but he's a guy I feel you can use. He just might have to be somebody's right-hand man or a tag team partner,
Bodyguard.
or an enforcer in a stable, something like that, But to just throw this guy out there and let him speak on his own, and he struggles in that ring.
Yeah, he's so big. Yeah. He's like Galumpity because he's so big, Final thoughts on just tonight. Overall thoughts. Again, I don't think it was the most amazing thing on earth, but it was a good show. They got to see some cool spots. They got to see their boy Edge, who they went nuts for. That last match had a lot of cool spots in it.
It's a great match. Good show, though.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
The last match was awesome. It was a good match. Hated that someone had to get pinned. Opening match, great job to really pump your crowd. I thought it was awesome to get everybody into it.
Yeah, the only thing I wish, and again, they've done so much build and everything, they probably didn't need another promo, but I would have liked the crowd to hear Roman talk. I would have liked that, but other than that, that's my only nitpick. Pretty decent show outside of the Liv Morgan debacle. So we will be back here Sunday night after Money in the Bank. We'll give your thoughts and all that good stuff. Hope you can join us then. If you like this, please give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. We would appreciate that very much. The Job Guys will be back with you Sunday night, Monday morning, whenever you can check it out. We appreciate it. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
See ya. Pleasure's all yours, Bucky boys.